We are eternal legacy creator. War fighters, so let them see it. Divide and conquer.
And welcome to an edition of my video reviews. This review is on Bill Lumbergh, the hero of Office Space. I offered a friend of mine my box set of Crusade, the Babylon 5 spin-off series. This was the abortive follow-up television series to the 5 seasons of Babylon 5. TNT initially gave the go-ahead for 12 episodes, but canceled the series due to either low ratings or the fact that the new head of programming for TNT wanted to move in a new direction, away from his predecessor. The show oddly reflected none of the polish of Babylon 5, although it was an interesting start to the careers of people like Daniel Day Kim and Gary Cole. But my friend didn't want to watch it for the reason that Gary Cole played Bill Lumbergh in the Mike Judge comedy Office Space, released that same year in 1999. He hated Lumbergh, the office boss in that movie, and so he couldn't bear to watch the actor's other work. I was surprised by his attitude. I said, but doesn't that just mean that Gary Cole was good in his role? You were supposed to hate Lumbergh. But my friend didn't see it that way. Maybe this is like how some people couldn't see Kelsey Grammer as the Beast in X-Men 3, whereas I appreciated having the actor in that role. Recently, I saw the 20th anniversary edition of Office Space in the Walmart discount bin for $3.70. Who could pass that up? And here was the DVD with all sorts of special features. These are the same special features you can't get on modern Disney Studios DVDs, because their lawyers want to push you to buy the Blu-ray editions of movies. You can't even get a director's track on DVD these days. This was a Fox DVD release. I wonder if it will be edited in future editions to punish you for buying the DVD, as Disney does presently with all of their Marvel Comics properties. But back to Office Space. As I was watching this movie again, it occurred to me to re-appraise my impression of Bill Lumbergh. As a character, was he really the bad guy of this movie? Was he in fact the hero of Office Space? An outlandish premise, but let's explore how this could be the case for fun. Let's look at Office Space first from the traditional perspective, with Peter Gibbons, played by Ron Livingston, the hero, and Bill Lumbergh, played by Gary Cole, as his evil boss. Lumbergh is the menacing figure who looms over everyone working at Peter's company, Initech. As lower management, it's Lumbergh's job to liaison between the workers and senior management. With no self-awareness, Lumbergh brings an evil menace to his work, seemingly always harassing the employees in small, spiteful, and petty ways. Few, if any, like working for him. Everyone is depicted as hating their jobs and wishing to change things about their professional lives, something everyone can relate to at some point in their working lives. Nothing shocking there. In the course of the movie, Livingston and his 2 co-workers devise a criminal scheme to defraud Initech. Through a variety of setbacks, they achieve their goal, and then fret about the legal and moral consequences. The movie ends with a disgruntled employee burning Initech to the ground, that man on the cover, along with an upbeat note of settling into a job that brings you peace and happiness. The end. Watching the movie again in 2019, I was struck by the numerous occurrences in the plot where Lumbergh was not as evil as I had initially thought. Here's some examples. 1. In one of the movie's most infamous scenes, Lumbergh insists on Peter working the entire weekend. As Peter lounges about in bed, we hear Lumbergh leaving endless answering machine messages. But wait! If Lumbergh was simply evil, he would have gone to play golf at Mar-a-Lago while making Peter work. But that's not what Lumbergh says in the messages. Lumbergh is there at work on Saturday, wondering why Peter hasn't joined him and possibly others. Lumbergh is putting in the extra hours to make the company a success. This was shocking to me, The boss was working harder than the hero of the movie. It'd be one thing if Lumbergh told him to come in on the weekend, and then he blew the place off, but he's really trying and he needs Peter there to help. 2. Lumbergh has as his thankless role the job of boosting morale at the company. As lower management, he has to interact with the employees every day to hear their gripes and handle their problems, all in a way that doesn't impact the company's bottom line. He's accountable to the employees and to his bosses above him. It's a stressful job. By depicting him as sort of anesthetized against the workers' feelings, Gary Cole manages to convey a depth to the character that makes him sound and feel real. Not that Lumbergh is likable, but you can see him struggling to make the company work, and not quite succeeding as he roams the cubicles. 3. Lumbergh badmouths employees within earshot to 2 auditors who were hired by senior management to look for ways to cut waste, i.e. staff. This does not make him a good boss. When the employees make him a cake and sing happy birthday to him, Lumbergh does appear to appreciate the gesture, even if he fails to see morale is low. The listless sing-along should have been his clue. But he's there, he's trying to relate, even as he fails miserably in connecting with employees. Much like Dilbert's pointy-haired boss, Lumbergh exudes effortless evil while still trying to appear earnest and hold the company together. 4. Seeing a spark of creativity in Peter, the auditors recommend to Lumbergh that they move Peter up the management ladder. Although we are supposed to disagree with Lumbergh in his negative assessment of Peter, he's actually correct. Peter Gibbons acts selfishly through the movie. It's arguable that he would be no better in management than Bill Lumbergh. Had the various comic hijinks not occurred, it might have been interesting to see how Peter's management career panned out. 5. As a private company, Initech was not guaranteed to make profits. It was the job of people like Lumbergh to hold things together while the company tried to pursue a profit model. The 3 criminals that the movie focuses on are clearly not contributing to that profit model. Lumbergh's crime in the movie seems to revolve around having his own parking space. He's the convenient hate target for the staff. But if you watch Lumbergh's course through the movie, his job is just as hopeless as the others. He's actively trying to hold the company together so people can keep their jobs and pay their bills. Even the planned layoffs are intended to give the majority a continuation of his work. He is placing the shareholders and the majority of workers ahead of his own interests. Peter and his associates are thinking of no one but themselves. Now, it would be a stretch to think that people would leave the movie theater feeling sympathy for Bill Lumbergh. Perhaps we might feel envy that Gary Cole got to lift up Jennifer Aniston's calf during a simulated sex scene. Aniston, by the way, is the moral corrective force in the movie, as she does not support Peter's scheme, even though her own career sucks and would give her ample incentive to also commit crimes. But as little more than a background prop, Lumbergh was intended to simply be a foil to the quest of the movie's anti-heroes. Thanks to the acting of Gary Cole, Lumbergh was fleshed out with more dimensions than the script called for. And that's why, to me, you could argue that Bill Lumbergh was the hero of Office Space. And Milton Wadhams could have bought his own damn stapler. That's all for today. Please click to subscribe to my reviews.